I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll fight
for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone. Standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you let it be his own, split you like you did alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each his own. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since '03, and we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love to buy the Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, and now they took him out the picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive-by. Why must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, did you know never to settle? I'm shooting common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African-American apparel. This on a t-shirt, youngins doing street work. Grinding till they teeth hurt, that's because they need work. Working till the feet hurt, trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strength in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me. I fight like that. 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 I fight. All of the nations of the earth as we speak are angry. They're angry because governments cannot suffice the needs of their people. They're angry because a few have gotten wealthy at the expense of the many. And the poor and the sick and the weak and the unlearned multiply. And the value of their lives are diminished by the rich and the powerful. So that when human life is devalued, that in the eyes of man you are unworthy of the gift of life, then it is easy for another human being to take the life of another human being that he or she has devalued. Black life in America is devalued. Hispanic life is devalued. Even poor white life is devalued. There's a way that I have to behave. I'm free, but I'm not free to rob you of yours. I'm not free to take from you what does not belong to me. So if I will construct my life according to these righteous principles, then between man and man, man and woman, peace. Between race and race, peace. Between rich and poor, peace. We have our beautiful Mexican family. This once was theirs. So you can't say to them they are aliens. That's a horrible word to use for former owners. I see my indigenous family here. Many tribes, but they're really one great nation of people that now must be reunited with themselves. So it's their time now, as well as ours, that God would intervene in our affairs and bring the bottom rail to the top. The government is not rehabilitating soldiers. When they send you away to kill. When you come home, they gotta reconstitute you for civilian life again. Make sure you have a job so you can take care of your family, but they're not doing it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, a woman can do anything that a man does, and the only thing he forbids the woman to do is the thing that degrades her. So how high can you go? High as you want to. Why would God allow the female to wear his attributes if you can't be a manifestation of that attribute? Women, you got to be set free. What God has put within you must be cultivated, must be developed, and must be used for the advancement of a nation and a world. I said to myself, Mr. President, why the hell don't you go to the wicked police department? Why the hell don't you stand up and tell them that your killing of black youth and brown youth is not gonna hold no more? Why don't you stand up? God's world is in need of a truth that will set up a government. where everybody can live in peace, under real freedom, real justice, and real equality.
People need to know what their source is and where their source is. A material oil well is not really your source. It may be a means of supply. Your job is not your source. It may be a means of supply, but it's not your source. The source is within you. The source is God in you.
Ready for evolution. Hey, Roz.
Some of you have written it down on paper. Some of you may
Roz?
have written it in your hearts. Let's say this together. Come on. God
Can you hear me?
in me is my unlimited, overflow, source and supply of all good. So that means, for example, that if you lose your job, you don't lose your source. As a matter of fact, many times when you seem to lose on the material level, it's only an opportunity for you to have a greater experience. Like me when I got put out of the church. Best damn thing ever happened to me. I had fulfilled my time in the church. And you see, many of you, the reason you're having a rough time in certain situations in your life is because you fulfilled your time in that particular context and you don't want to move on. And you're going to catch hell in any context that you fulfilled yourself in and won't move on from. Don't care if you did marry him. Please know your source, what it is and where it is. Your source is nothing out here. It's not the stock market, but where is my source? Within me. It's the God in me. The source may be described in many different ways. You can describe the source as the power of your imagination. Jesus said, according to your faith, so be it unto you. Because as much as you can see yourself having, you'll have. As much as you can feel yourself having, you will have. And this is your source. And even the Bible tells us that the things which do appear were not made from the things which do appear. Sounds like a lot of gobbledygook. You have to really listen to that. The things which do appear are not made of things which do appear. Such gobbledygook. But let me give you an example of that. The airplanes that fly through the air now, so fast, so beautifully. Where did those airplanes exist first? In the mind. Is that right? You see, people call mind nothing when they don't understand the power and the allness of mind. This beautiful building, this comfortable building that we're sitting in, first of all existed where? In somebody's mind. Everything begins as an idea. This is why I call these monthly publications Success Ideas, and try to get these success ideas into the hands and minds of people. Because all of the material things in your life are manufactured out of the ideas in your mind. If you have a nothing idea, you'll have nothing in your life. If you have a poverty idea in your mind, you'll have poverty in your life. If you get a success idea in your mind, you'll have success in your life. And this is the God in me that tells me that I can be, I can do, I can have. And this is my source, and it's an unlimited source. It's an overflowing source. You know, in all of my reading in the Bible, I never yet found that stingy God that they used to teach me about in the church. And this fellow was stingy. I'm talking about that God, you know, that they had in the church. He was so stingy, he was worse than Scrooge. And they taught us, first of all, when you prayed to ask him, now, Lord, if it be your will, help me. And, you know, he had to be begged, And sometimes you had to pray and fast for days and days and days to try to get him to make up his mind to bless you. But yet when we look in the Bible, we find a God of abundance. We find a generous God. My cup runs over. When Jesus multiplied the bread and the fish, there wasn't just a pinch for everybody, but after everybody had stuffed themselves, the Bible says that there were 13 baskets full left over. God in me is generous. Say that with me. God in me is generous. God is just as generous with you as you are with yourself. Why? Because you are the one who measures out the blessings of God in your life. I'll put that in the first person, and it'll shock some of you. I am the one who measures out the blessings of God in my life. I am the one who measures out the goodness of God in my life. There's no God in the sky that's going to decide how many cars I'm going to have. You see, and these silly people are praying, asking God, if it's your will, Lord. You know, give me this, that, and the other. There's no God in the sky also that's going to say to you, go thou and buy a Cadillac. I read that in one of the transcripts the other night. I thought it was cute. You know, people ask, Lord, show me your will. Is it your will for me to have a Cadillac or a Lincoln? There's no God in the sky that's going to decide that for you. There's no God in the sky that's going to decide how many houses you're going to have, or how many cars you're going to have, or what kind of clothes you're going to have. The infinite has given it to you on the level of the individual to decide that. The goodness of God in your life is measured out by you, by your own faith. This is what Jesus meant when he said, according to your faith, so be it unto you. According to your acceptance. How much can you accept? That's how much the infinite will give you. How much can you see yourself with? That's what the infinite will give you. How much can you feel yourself with? That's what the infinite will give you. How much can you be trusted with? That's what the infinite will give you. I did a sermon once, and I remember the summation of it was this. Everything that you're ready for is ready for you. I want to be tedious with this point. There is no one else, somewhere else, to measure out the goodness of God to you in your life. You're the only person who measures out the goodness in your life. As a matter of fact, you're the only one who measures out the badness, too. Because all the hell you catch, you draw it. I know that's rough. Because I'm catching hell. And you're right, too. You're catching it. Put your mitt down, damn it, if you don't want to catch it. You know, why keep catching it? Now, I'm sure, and I can feel it. There are a lot of you here who your minds are blown. I'm the one who measures out the goodness of God in my life. Yes. You see, all along you thought it was somebody up there measuring it out to you. Some people's God was just like somebody that throws bones to a dog, you know. Just standing up there in the sky throwing out a bone. Please, Lord, give me a bone. I got tired of that fella. Most of the bones he threw out, all the meat was gone off of it. I said, keep your damn bones. I'm going to serve this fella where I can say my cup runneth over. And I've told you this before, and I watch people get shocked every time I say it, and I'm going to shock you again. Everybody does not serve the same God. As a matter of fact, each person serves his own individual idea of God. Yes, I agree, there is one God, really consciousness. But then there is consciousness on the individual level. And each person has his own individual concept of God. And this is what each person relates to, his own individual concept of God. This is why some people can have a stingy God and somebody else can have a generous God. Some people have a mean God. I remember that Sunday school God. Now, he was a bad motorcycle. You know, he sat up in heaven with his feet propped up on the world, and he had a book in one hand writing down my sins and a stick in the other hand that would knock the hell out of me with. He was mean. And if I didn't sin on my own, he'd send the devil along to make me sin, you see, and then whip me for it. I said, what kind of double clutching is this? So you measure out the goodness of God in your own life, by your faith, by your acceptance, by your vision, by your feeling. And you strike oil when you recognize the unlimited, overflowing source and supply of God within you. You can have just as many riches as you can have ideas. You can have just as much success as you will have success ideas in your mind. Now here's a mind power prayer that I want to go through with you very briefly. And let us read the first paragraph together. God in me is my overflowing supply of all good. I thank and praise God in me for my overflowing source of health, happiness, love, success, and prosperity. I want you to notice the sentence of thanksgiving in this affirmation. And I like to say this about thanksgiving. When you give thanks, that seals the deal between you and God. That's worth writing down. When you give thanks, that seals the deal between you and God. I'll give you an example of that, and it happened in a rather hilarious way. At our office building in New York City, when I drive one of the cars, I like to take the car down to the garage and give it to the parking attendant myself. And I usually give whoever takes the car a tip. It's usually a dollar bill. This particular time, I reached my hand into my pocket very quickly and handed a bill to the attendant. And as the bill left my hand and went into his hand, I saw that instead of it being a 1, it was a 5. And the gentleman saw the 5 at the same time that I saw it. And he said, "Oh, thank you, sir." What did that do? Seal the deal. And there was only one reason why I didn't tell him, "Look, that's the wrong bill." Why? Because he said what? "Thank you." And I dare say to you, you can play the same trick with the infinite. This is why I constantly tell people to say, "Thank you, God in me. Thank you, Father." So when you pray your prayers, when you make your affirmations, when you visualize, give thanks. Thank you, God in me. Can I hear you shout loudly here today? Thank you, God in me. Stand up and say it and sit back down. Come on.
Ready for Evolution. Brother Eric Teray Muhammad here, and welcome to another Monday. Class is in session. Woo! Reverend Dr. Frederick Lee Ivan Coda, my dude, also known as Reverend Ike. Family, welcome to another edition of Class in Session. I'm indeed grateful and thankful to the Creator that I'm here with us this morning. Had a wonderful weekend. I'm hoping that all of you did the same. And it was a Father's Day weekend. But let me start with this before we get into everything. I was blessed to enjoy the family. I always enjoy my family, but enjoyed them yesterday. We went out to a comedy show from the safety and comfort of our home. And we enjoyed some clean, righteous fun. I mean, we made our donation and opened up our YouTube channels on every monitor, and we got a chance to see Brother Willie Brown do his thing. Man, it brought so much joy. You know, it brought so much joy. And, you know, this is the power of what we have as a community. We get the opportunity to enjoy each other and enjoy life as we create an environment to sustain us, to entertain us, to evolve us, rather. Then I was blessed with a call from him this morning. Wow. You know, that's like getting an autograph, and we talked for a while this morning. So big ups to Brother Willie Brown, Sister Sherry Brown. And Sherry Brown did the program with Fred Moore yesterday with the Chicago Wealth Building Alliance there. Man, she is fire. She just knows how to bring it. And it all comes from the heart. It's all truth. And you just love everything that they represent to us. And I dare to say that I love everything that all of us represent to us, and we just need to be more about it, more about that community. Peace and power, brother Kevin 2X Thompson, Team Freedom in the house. Glad to see you up this morning. I know that's a strange occurrence for you because you work all through the day and night into the other parts of the world, and this time of morning you're normally just winding down your day. So we appreciate and honor your presence with us, as all of us. You know, when I'm asked, why do you do this at 8 o'clock in the morning? Well, I see 50 or more people joining us every morning. And thank you all so much. Hey, Brother Mark Pius, you know, I'll share this with you. I've shared it recently, but you know, when I used to work for the plantation, I would get up 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning, and I would get up at that time of morning to make sure I was on time at 8 a.m. for that plantation shift. And that was very traumatic for me. I literally had to get up, get my mind right to go be something for somebody else and not something and someone to myself. That was traumatizing, you know? And so when I was blessed with freedom, I didn't want to lose sight of all the time and wealth and believe it or not, loyalty that I gave to a plantation owner that could do nothing for me, not in the way that I could do for myself. So I made up my mind that I would grind harder than I did for them. I would grind harder for myself. So the 8 a.m. start is a reminder for me as to what it took and what it takes to build a business and a life legacy for myself. I don't want a job. I gave that kind of time to a job. How much more should I do and can I do when I mind my business? Which brings us to our subject. Now, it was Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all of you. One thing that came out of the presentation, the comedy show last night, one of the comedians said, hey, you know, I welcome COVID-19. He said, I'm big on, I celebrate COVID. And he said the reason he celebrates it because this is the first time in history that men got to really enjoy their own day as fathers. They had a Father's Day. He said women get all the perks with Mother's Day. They get everything. No one questions how they maneuver. They get them all the gifts. They get them all the flowers. They get them all the dinners and dine outs and the chocolate covered strawberries and all these gifts come in. He said a Mother's Day gift is unconditional. The Father's Day gift is conditional. He said, yeah, they say shout out to all the real fathers out there who find a way to make time for their children. You know, he said it's all conditional. No one that says shout out to all the baby mamas out there who had a child. You know, so he was really funny. He was really funny with it, but there was some truth to it. There was some truth to it. The fact that we pour it all into women, and rightfully so, you know, and we do very little to show the appreciation for father on a particular day. You know, now I'm not advocating that we should just make more of Father's Day as we do, but I want to show you something that I was given. I received a gift on Father's Day. Now, I, in the near 60 years of life, rarely ever been a part of a Father's Day in the home. And yesterday, I received a gift from my wife and children. And really, I know it's because they're tired of seeing me walk around in the same old things. I'm very frugal like that. Okay. I don't necessarily do the, I got to have the finest clothes, the finest ride. I got to eat out. I'm not that kind of person, especially now as a wealth builder. I'm like, ooh, everything is watched, right? But they got tired of seeing me wear the same raggedy shoes over the last decade. I was wearing Air Jordans when they were known as ground and kept the same doggone shoe. Well, they gave me as a gift. They gave me these this Nike shoe. But that wasn't what impressed me about it. I mean, I appreciate the gift. They didn't see it themselves, but let me tell you what drew me into it. I'm talking about serendipitous moments. What's the label say? Can y'all see that? That's drew out my appreciation. Revolution. So I have Nike Revolutions. I don't know when I'll get to wear them. Hey, Sister Shaniqua, but that was shared. Okay, so we're getting into mind and mind your business. I want to thank Brother Kevin 2X Thompson for this always being a mantra of his, but what it also has done, it had encouraged us to delve into it as a subject matter of mining and minding our business. Two very different things, but very revolutionary things to do. So let's go. Let's take a look. Okay, so now we want to look at minding and minding our business. And we want to look at it in a way that we can digest it. Okay. First, housekeeping rules. You saw the clip from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan earlier in the program. He will be live around the world July 4th, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. In the UK and in parts of West Africa. We're talking about the criterion. Blessed is he who sent down the discrimination upon his servant that he might be a warner to the nations. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will be with us. Brother Muhammad Abdullah, son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is on the screen. He will be with us, or we will be with him, God willing, on the 4th of July, Independence Day of not only America, it's also Independence Day as well of the Nation of Islam, and it's also Independence Day of Caribas International. If you recall, Gold Independence was celebrated last year, this time, July 4th. Okay, you know the rules. I've done it. What about you? Pay yourself first. Have you paid yourself first lately? Pay yourself first. Your future will thank you later. Listen, family, 1/10 of a gram saved every day creates a legacy free from want and lack for future generations. Let's get it in and let's take care of ourselves, our family, our future. 10:45 a.m. We are live. www.goldrocks.info. www.goldrocks.info. That's the Wealth Builder online events page. We are there with the power call, 10:45 a.m. Eastern, after which we'll be doing our wealth building call from the same platform. The wealth building presentation is live over www.goldrocks.info. Check it out. Bring your teams, bring your guests, bring your family and friends, people who want to understand more about this opportunity that many of you have introduced to others. Danny D. James, is your birthday July 4th? Is that what I'm seeing on this screen? Wow. Wow. Okay. So we'll be celebrating the month of July. It's going to be it's going to be a Danny D. James Day. All right. So 12 noon, www.goldrocks.info is where we do the live presentation, the wealth building event, where you learn all there is to know and understand about Caribas International. Family, pay yourself first. The way to change the nature of our experience is to change the nature of our thoughts. That's a fact. So we're minding our business, right? And that's part of the way we do it. And of course, come on, screen, work with me now. I want to thank all of you who joined us this past Friday, for the WBW testimony, what Caribas has done for me. More than 500 people joined us from around the world, and many shared their insight as to why Caribas is so meaningful to them. Now, mind you, there are 1 million affiliates around the world, 100,000 plus wealth builders worldwide, and we took time to share with the world what is so meaningful about this opportunity, what it has done for us in its tenure since 2011. So many of us shared. You can see the replay on the Eric Teray Muhammad YouTube channel. Eric Teray Muhammad YouTube channel. Make sure you check it out. And I missed one screen here. I don't know if I have it. I don't have it on the screen, but I'll try to bring it back if I can reclaim it on a Kalfani Radio tonight at 8 p.m. Kalfani Radio Facebook page at 8 p.m. with Brother Khalito Muhammad. We have Birthright is Abundance, and that's Sister Hafiza Touré and Sister, boy, I'm having brain, Keturah Bryant. There we go, Keturah Bryant and Sister Hafiza Touré. They'll be with us on the Kalfani Radio Facebook page, 8 p.m. tonight. Make sure you check it out. Okay, now, how do we mind our business? Let's have this conversation. Hey, Sister Sherry Brown, Trish Mitchell. I'm dressed down today, y'all, because Trish Mitchell and I have a pleasant challenge in the 90-day run to wealth. We got together and we challenged each other over the same one of the same wealth building opportunities that we have. Okay, and we were challenging each other to see who got to it first. Now, Trish, you're the only one that knows what it is. I haven't shared it with anybody, but I'm dressed down today because today is the day. It's a wrap. And I'll show you the receipt tomorrow on our wealth building platform. It's a wrap. Okay, so how do we mind our business, folks? Well, in understand how to mind, M-I-N-D, we have to know that what it is. Well, to be a mind is the element or complex of elements in an individual that feels, perceives, thinks, wills, and especially reasons. Okay, it's also the conscious mental events and capabilities in an organism. The organized conscious and unconscious adaptive mental activity of an organism is also described in that way. So what do we mean by that? Well, when you have a mind, your mind has a responsibility to its makeup. Okay, it has a responsibility to its makeup to reason, to develop logic, to think, to will things into reality. And how it does all of that is feeding its resource, its own resource, with the right stuff. Okay, so let's look at it from the physiology of a thing. All right. Well, I want to be able to keep my weight down. I want to be able to breathe normal. I want to be able to have good heart rate. I want to be able to walk and be agile. When all those things are wants, right? The mind, when you put it out there, the mind starts pulling all the entities together that make up the body to encourage those physiological things to happen. Okay? So when you heard Reverend Ike earlier talking about the God in you, your mind is actively willing the God of you. The God in you, the gift that you want, is willing it into existence. So when I shared with you Friday, and I told Mr. Best and Mr. Dalco about it over the weekend. But when I was introduced to this opportunity, okay, Carabal's International I'm talking about. When I was introduced to this opportunity, and hey, Christopher Chabe, you're Mr. 5 and 5. I and my wife are Mr. and Mrs. 5 and 5. We followed your lead. We were blessed with a trip to Silver Spring, Maryland. Okay, and we get out to Maryland and we meet everyone in person. Kevin 2X is there, Brother Jamil is there, Sister Jai Muhammad is there, and it's the first time I had ever met Mr. Dalco and Mr. Best. Changed my life. Okay, so now I'm back now, weeks or so into the opportunity. I'm back in Atlanta, and I don't see Mr. Dalco. Mr. Dalco, you know, we're about maybe, I don't know, maybe about 20 or so minutes, 30 minutes away from each other. I don't see them here unless there's an event. I don't see the Browns, hint, hint, unless there's an event. Okay. But I, new to the business, eager, ready to get it going. I saw into a little bit of what he was doing. I wanted to know how to pick that brain and be like Mike. Okay. So I called him. And I was nervous because I never expected him to actually pick up the phone. I was surprised they even had the number, but he picks up the phone. And I'm like nervous. This dude is like, he's made in the world of wealth building. This is Michael L. Dalco, right? I'm watching all the YouTube videos. And so I call him, I announce myself, and he goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" Fine, sir, fine. Listen, I'm nervous now, but I asked if there was a time that we can get together where I can sort of pick his brain and learn more about doing the opportunity. And he just responded, sure. What's your day like tomorrow? Well, my day is like whatever he wanted to be like. You know, I was at the plantation, but I was out sick that day. Okay. And I said, oh, yeah, tomorrow's great, Mr. Dalco, we can do it. He said, well, I have to go by the Gateway. You know, that's the host hotel of Let's Go Weekend in the past. And I had to go by there. And let's meet up over there, but we can do lunch. I was like, great. Okay. Told my wife, everybody excited. All right. So I call off on the plantation and dropped the wife off to work. And here I am now getting ready to get in the vehicle to come to this meeting. I'm just excited, right? I had $3 in my pocket and 1/8 of a tank of gas and had a ways to go. Well, I knew I can get there. I'll figure out the rest on my way back. Okay. Then I get over there. There's nowhere to park on the street and I want to be on time. So I park in the hotel garage, right? I park in the hotel garage, $25. I only had $3 and less of 1/8 of a tank of gas now. Okay. I said, well, my wife's not going to like it, but I'm going to reach out to her and beg for some money to get up out of here. Maybe she can borrow from somebody. I mean, this is how my mind works because I'm going to have this meeting with Michael L. Dalco, right? Then we get to the meeting. He's in the restaurant. We go to the restaurant. He's in it on a live stream, 3-way conversation and texting people. All looked at me like all at the same time. I don't know how he pulled that off, but you know, he was doing the darn thing, right? And so we sit down at the table, the menus come out, and the sister comes to the table. She's the waitress. She welcomes us, and she welcomes Mr. Dalco. Good seeing you again, blah, 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 make small talk, and then talked about the special of the day. Well, the special of the day didn't make up the $3 in my pocket, so I'm going to be that water fella. I'll just have some water and a few napkins, please. So Mr. Dalco turns to me and says, hey, man, you getting anything? And he asked for a salad. He asked for a salad. And it wasn't just a salad with steak over it. He wanted a rib cut, a prime steak, you know, laid over the salad. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, hey, man, you should get some. It's really good. You know, so I get something. Still don't know how I'm going to pull it together now. He's on the live stream. He introduces me on the live stream. We talk a little bit. Then he goes back to the live stream. I'm on my phone going through every app to see what can I pull together. Can I get $2 from here, $4 from here? Can I get somebody to cash app me something? I'm just trying to figure it all out because I had $3 in my pocket, less than 1/8 tank of gas, and I ordered food that I can't pay for. Boy, this is going to be interesting. I'm not going to ask him for the money, right? And we're sitting there talking, and then now he's dropping these jewels. I mean, he's dropping it, and I'm soaking it up like a dry sponge in water. Okay. And then he gets another call, and he turns to me just before he gets on the call. He said, "Oh, by the way, man, thank you for lunch." And I was like, "What?" I called the meeting, so I should be paying for it. Okay, that made plenty of sense. Ooh, my broke self. I was wearing foot feelers for shoes. Y'all know what foot feelers are? Foot feelers are those things where you have holes at the bottom of your shoe, but you put cardboard and stuff in there just to make sure that the water, whatever's out there in the ground, don't come up through your foot and hit your foot. I mean, I had shiny suits on. I'm wearing a nice suit, but I had to iron it so you get the little shiny marks on each side of the crease of the pants. Yeah, that was me. Okay, so now I'm there. And the sister walks up with the check and she's looking at me and I am sweating. She says, "You don't remember me, do you?" I said, "No, I can't say that I do." She said, "I came here from the Philippines as an exchange student some years ago, and you trained me in this very restaurant in hospitality. I started there at the hostess stand, and then you showed me how food was run from the kitchen, and then you showed me how to wait tables because you said I had a nice smile and a beautiful presence." I said, "Well, you do, sister. I'm sorry I didn't remember." And she said, here's the check." I said, "Thank you." And I opened the check. It was like somewhere around, I think it was say $70 some odd. But there was a note on it, and it had a smiley face with 2 dots up there to represent the eyes. And it read, quote, "Your money is no good here." Whoo! Boy, you talking about a righteous dodge of a bullet. Then I have the check. Mr. Dalco says, "Hey, you want me to take care of the tip?" I said, "Sure." And I think he put a $50 bill in there, something like that. And we gave it to the sister. And we went on about our business. When we were leaving the restaurant, This brother comes running out the back from the Ukraine. Eric. His name is Labanat Dima. Labanat saw me. I taught hospitality and trained Labanat into hospitality in Stone Mountain, Georgia some years ago at the Evergreen Restaurant. He's now the manager of the very restaurant we're in. He says, man, if I knew you were here, are you finished? Right? And he wanted to roll out the red carpet. He's talking to Mr. Dalco. They're talking about money and gold. He's happy. We all do pictures together. I mean, it was like a paparazzi moment. People start coming out the back. Hey, there goes Eric. There goes Eric. Interesting. He said, brother, you're always welcome back here. You know your money's no good here. That was the second time I heard it. The server said it. Then he said it. Mr. Dalco leaves. We're happy. He goes out the front. I should have known he wasn't parked in that lot for $25. I go into the lot and forget I have to pay this lot. How am I going to get out of here? I still got the $3 in my pocket. A brother from the concierge area comes out and says, hey, brother Muhammad, how you doing? I didn't remember him. I said, brother, I'm great. How are you? He's all right. Hey, you coming in? I said, no, I'm just getting ready to leave. I'm going to my car. All right, well, pull up here, man. And then he put his little badge on the machine, and the crossbar went up, and he said, you know your money's no good here. God dog. That was the third time. So what is that saying? When you mind your business, when you will into activity what you want for yourself. Now, I'm not saying go out there and knowing you ain't got nothing and don't make no plans. What I'm saying is you find yourself in those defining moments that God has proven to you that this is it. That was a defining moment for me. Minding your business, calling on all the entities of your organism to make sure that you produce the reality that the God in you desires. Okay? What is business? You are the business, folks. Business does not begin outside of you. It doesn't begin when you see the opportunity abroad. The business begins when you decide you're doing it. You are the business. You're from stem to stern. You are everything about your opportunity. Okay, business is the activity of making one's living or making money by producing or buying and selling products such as goods and services. Simply put, it is, quote, an activity or enterprise entered into for profit. End of quote. An activity or enterprise entered into for profit. You are your business. Why did you come to this opportunity? You want to save gold. Great. Why did you want to save gold? Because gold is a store of value. Gold is a store of labor. Gold is worth as much or more in the future as it is today. Great. So why did you do it? Because I need money. You needed a profit. And then some of you desired to do it as a business. So instead of doing it, getting paid once a month, many of us get paid 5 times a month. Why? Because we desired to create the business model for it. Not create a business model, but create it as a business. So how did we do it? We moved into mining the opportunity. See, to mine, not mind, M-I-N-E. To mine is that which belongs to me, possessive. This is my business. That's mine, right? So that which belongs to me. The other mine definition is a hole or system of holes in the ground where substances such as coal, metal, and salt are removed, like a coal, salt, or gold mine, right? Via a mine shaft, which is the transporting of the elements out from the hole, or from the mind shift. That means the hole that's in your head on how to make a better way. You plug yourself into a way where you can produce the reality of the wealth you decided to grow and build with your business. So how do you mind your business, and how do you mine your business? You mine your business by creating the mind shift. Okay? You dig or comb out of the holes of your business model and system. You mind shift. It must occur in order for you to use the mind shaft, meaning the transport of the wealth. Okay? The value of planning can never be underestimated, folks. We must have a plan. We must commit to the dream. We must submit to the business model or system, and we must feed ourselves proper personal development. How do you take charge of your mind? You feed it the right elements so that the subconscious doesn't feed on the negativity and the programming that you received 40,000 hours of for more than 40 years of your life. 20 some odd years in education, and then the rest in the workforce. All that stuff put in our mind is like, it's like cement. It's like cement between two bricks. And there's no passing through that unless you chisel at it, unless you fire away at it, unless you bust it up, right? Hey, Sister Thomasine. So you bust it up. But how do you do it? You bust it up by creating a new mind. You hear in the wealth building presentations, some of them talk about neural pathways. There's a way that you get all the elements that make up the mind to work together. The emotional, the spiritual, right? The physical, the mental. All those shifts have to occur in order for you to have a complete, fully functioning reality, one that you called into existence. But it doesn't happen without feeding your mind with personal development. You have to feed your mind with the books you need to read, not just reading stuff for the sake of reading it. So you can say that you like a notch on your belt. You can say just because I read it. Hell, if I read a romance novel, it ain't got nothing to do with what I'm trying to do today. What good is it? I'm wasting time and wasting mind. So I got to plug those holes with the elements, with the right things, with the right source, with the right system. And my whole being has to be about my business. Where are you in life right now? Where do you desire to be in the future? Those are holes you have to plug, folk, and you personally, in order to see the greater glory, the bigger picture. The value of time management is essential. See, time is the most valuable asset because it reflects all of the Creator's attributes and draws you to his abundance for you. Organize your time and you will defeat procrastination. The cardinal sin to anyone's business is procrastination. Listen, I'm talking to Brother Willie Brown this morning, and I told him about an experience I had in listening to Sister Minister Pamela Dixon in Lansing, Michigan. It was this morning, like, I don't know, what time are we talking? We're probably about 7, maybe about 7 o'clock, 7:20, somewhere around there. When I was blessed to go to the home of Darren and Connie Dismute, beautiful home. Oh my goodness. Y'all make a brother dream. I get to the home, Brother Greg and I get there, Greg McKay and his wife, Sister Renee. The house is packed. There were folks upstairs, downstairs, around the corner, out the back. It was so deceiving because you come into the home, it's looking nice and meek, and it's a beautiful home, big home, and they came out and greet us as we were entering. And I just thought it was Brother Darren and his wife maybe on the inside, and we get inside and the place is packed. I mean, packed out. It was like party central. Mama and them were there, everybody were there, right? Dr. Coleman, look, I hear Sister Pamela Dixon talk about Noah's Ark. I don't know what the conversation was. I sort of walked up on it, blew my revolutionary mind. I came away from there thinking and understanding that the Ark, because I was made to study it, Noah's Ark. Okay, Noah's building it for hundreds of years. Noah's building this ark on dry land. Folks are laughing at him, clowning on him. They come with all their own. They're ridiculing him, mocking him, throwing stones at him. Everybody walked by him. They had something to say about that ark. They wouldn't help him. I did notice in the scripture that most of the people that ridiculed him, he outlived them, but that's beside the point. Noah builds this ark and gets 2 of every kind to join this ark. And the ark closes up, the flood comes. The people that didn't get on the ark with him, the people that didn't heed the warning, well, they perished in their foolishness because they were given to drunkenness and they were partying. Like last post you say party and book. Well, I won't go through the whole, it's sort of, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the story goes, the flood waters recede. There's a new world out here, new vegetation, new life. The ark opens up and the people come out and start a new world, build a new world. They do it, but look, the ark never left the land. The ark was created for buoyancy over the turmoil, buoyancy over the strife, buoyancy over the tribulation, buoyancy over the rapture. And when it was over, the people of God were still there. His creatures were still there. And those who were willing to do his will got off that ark and went on about their business on that new land with a new vision. That is wealth builders. We have a new voice, folks. We have a new reality. We are the new leaders, and we have God's money. And with all this madness going on out here, I do not rely any longer on those so-called voices of expertise, because their expertise never told us about gold being money. And on top of it, those that knew gold was money, they still didn't tell us. They didn't even show us how to get it. But Dr. Harold Constantine Sykes came and told us, showed us the way, truth and light in this opportunity. Then, as the ark is being built and people are ridiculing, well, that's not going to work, your gold costs too much, or your gold smells funny, or whatever the case, whatever they came with, just like Noah's ark. Chapter 5 of the future of money. He gives you a whole chapter dedicated to it. And when I say gives it, I mean he really gives it, because this chapter called Crisis and Catastrophes, How You Can Prepare. Chapter 5. He gives it to you for free. You go to our website, caribars.com, and there's a download of that chapter for the world to reflect on as a gift from him, from God in him, to help you through a trying time and crisis. Y'all need to look at it. Nation of Islam members, y'all need to look at it, because in that chapter, you will understand what Elijah Muhammad was telling us in chapter 20 of Fall of America. You know, I'm telling you, this thing is so fire, but time, it waits for nobody. Organize your time and your energies. Massive action is maximized when done in the most energized time of your day. So we have to learn time management, right? We have to organize our time and defeat procrastination. What does that mean? Massive action doesn't occur when you say, okay, I got the most energy and I'm going to straighten up my desk and I'm going to pull my books together and I'm going to make my list and I'm going to make my call. No, all that's already supposed to have been done. Massive action occurs when you have the most energized portion of your day and you're ready now to strike, and you prospect, you invite, you present, you close. That's massive action. I know I made it personal, gave it a little wealth building spin, but we're rich. That's how we do it. Y'all want to know how to get rich? That's how we do it. Y'all want to know how to get rich that don't know how? Get back to the one that introduces opportunity to you and let them know that you're ready to get busy and get on board in Caribars International. You have nothing to lose but your chains. You can't lose anything by trying, because it's free. But you can't gain anything if you don't, because we don't want your money. We want you to want your money. The value of communication can never be underestimated. Okay. The power of referral, folks, networking, and finding your voice can never, ever be overstated. Understand, you get referrals all the time. You might as well get paid for it. Your net worth is produced by your network. The net worth is increased and measured by your network. So you talk to everybody. You give the principles of STM, saving gold, tell a lot of people, make a lot of money. Look, your net worth and your income grows via a system of duplication. Feed your mind and feed on the system that has been provided you by those who enjoyed the success that you seek. That's just simple mathematics. I know that I can't get the value and the pillars and the principles of proven success from someone who's never done it. So I align myself with the wealth building platform. I align myself behind Brother Kevin and the leadership. I align myself behind Jamil and others, and Cece and Damawi and Trish. You know, I align myself with the wealth building philosophy. You have to have a philosophy in order to succeed. You can't depend on your knowledge of so-called income and succeed, because this income is based off of fiat, off of paper. It's falling apart. It's dead. You have to build your philosophy around the concept and the precepts of building massive wealth. You have to pay yourself first, but you have to know how to do that. You have to know how to manage that. So we go to mywbw.net. That's our how to all in the wealth building format and understand massive action. And we share with everyone. We spare nobody. We just don't wait on anybody. You have all the tools, folks. You have all the tools. Listen, in closing, I wanted to remind you of the 90-day run to wealth. We have now opened it up for everyone. Everyone. And all it requires for you to be a part of it, just text your full name, your email address, and the message 90 to 404-246-5708. Subscribe to my channel, the Eric Teray Muhammad YouTube channel. It's a free subscription. And if you're so inclined, which we do hope you are, send a Cash App donation of $2 or to $ETURE or to PayPal at paypal.me/Eric Teray. I'm telling you, we have something so valuable amongst us. People have literally dumped tons of gold into the system. Braden, 130 grams of gold. Sister Linda Johnson Spence, over 70 grams of gold. You know, in the month of Ramadan, 15, 20, and 16 grams of gold, respectively, is through my household. I'm telling you, it's there for you. You don't have to go outside of yourself to build for yourself. You have a multi-trillion-dollar system inside of Carabal's International, and it's free. All you have to do is pick your horse, ride it. Bring your horse to the trough, let it get some water, tie it down on this post, and then reach back for the other horse in the same barn, Carabal's International. Build and make your money. All right, so text your full name, email address, and the message 90, that's 90, to 404-246-5708. Please subscribe to the channel Eric Teray Muhammad. That's a YouTube channel. It's free. And you can send a Cash App donation of $2 USD to Cash App or $ETURE, that's E-Teray, or PayPal, paypal.me/Eric Teray. Man, I'm telling you, we're having such a good time in this presentation, those classes, and what we do each and every day. And I'm fully committed to helping us help others help themselves. So I greet you in peace and power. Know that, of course, here's our wealth building platform. Take a screenshot of it if you've never done so. Hey, I need to give a shout out to Sister Shaniqua. That sister's going to be a WBW Global Director before you know it. She came in a few days ago, and her team is like boss growing. Boss growing. I mean, it's insane. Brother Kevin, I would love for you to be on a call with her. Maybe we can talk to her on a three-way. I know she's on the line here, but maybe we can have some time just to talk to her about the opportunity. Man, I'm telling you, that sister is on fire. So big ups to you, Sister Shaniqua. I see you out there. Thank you so much. Family, take a shot of this screen. Help yourselves. Help others to bring about the millionaire mentality. It's about that freedom, y'all. I will see us all at It's 9 now, so I'm going over to Sister Lakeisha McKnight. You know how I do. I'm going to get over and get that Bible study in, then jump over to Brother Konsu, Hotep Atom, and hear what Adams, he's dropping and busting over there in his pre-show to the power call, and then 10:45 a.m. Y'all know the rules. I'll be right there on the mighty, 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 mighty power call. Peace and power, family. I hope I didn't offend anybody by showing you how to get rich. But we're going to do this thing. Peace.
Peace. Strong words. Love. Soul. And change. Yeah. It's Big Snoop Dogg. Coming at you live and direct. And I got something to say. You dig?
Let's change the world. Divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars. So let's learn to begin. Let's change the world. Let's change the world. make hope for the future.
Brother, 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 what will you discover if we come together and do it like we never? I'm just sick and tired. I'm fit to light the fire. Now put this on the wire. The devil is a liar. I do this with no hesitation. Meet me at the reservation. Elevating, educating, meditating, concentrating. Replenish ya, finish ya, opposite is sinister. And I do it for the minister.
Let's change the world, divided, we forward united. Let's change the world, no fight, no war, so let's learn to live again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
Somebody need to stop the war. Man, warring overseas is at your front door. And I done seen too many brothers shot up on the floor for more than drugs and some colors. And now you call us warlords. But if you can help it, then help it. But you ain't helping us. You so selfish and selfish. You wanna see us breathless and helpless. But I'm a hustle and tussle for all my brothers who struggle. Yeah, we bang with the world. Now let's change the world.
Let's change the world, divided, we forward united. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, so let's learn to live again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
No killing, no shooting, no dying, no lying, no gang banging, so no more mamas crying. Everybody get along, man, that be the perfect song. Peace in the streets as I sit back on my phone, chilling with the president. He let me in the White House, back to the castle with the minister. No doubt, shoes at the front door. Love is what you come for. Let's get it right and unite, but do it
Let's
first.
change the world, divided, we forward united. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, so let's learn to live again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.